Right now, Atlanta is known as one of the mixtape meccas, if you will. You know, a lot of the hottest mixtape DJs are coming out of here. A lot of people are coming here to get mixtapes mixed and mastered. I want to know, you being from here and seeing how hip hop has grown in this city, how did you get introduced to mixtape culture? Like, what was the first elements of mixtape culture that you see?
J-Team, Edward J. DJ Edward J and J-Team right there on Camel Road. You know what I mean? Your mission was to get the next bedroom boom.
Exactly.
That was your mission. I didn't even have a car. So my mom lived in Decatur, and I would just like pay a J to take me to the J shop, or just like hope my uncle would come scoop me up, or ride the bus to Decatur station just to come back to County Road to get it. But everybody had to get a J tape. You know, you had to get that Janet Jackson with that Super 808 behind it. You know, you had to hear the latest record just bassed up and warmed up, and Jay did it, and Jay taught some of the most positive trash on the microphone ever. Didn't cuss. You know, her roommate turned into a preacher, but man, he talked so positively. It was so flexed out on you, you know what I'm saying? It was Edward J, I say, let me hold you, let me rock and roll you, like all that old, that, you know, almost strip club DJs, you know. So the J-Team is how I found out about Smurf. It's how you got the latest music, you know, out of Florida and in and around Georgia. So the J-Team and the Kings of the mixtape thing. I like the mixtape game. I think, you know, I think some people have to put them out more frequently. Some people have to put them out less frequently. But what I like about the mixtape game is that it's turned into an album game. Like when we first started making grind time mixtapes, I wanted to make mixtapes that was comparable to an album, because if I couldn't get a real album budget, I knew I was still gonna be competing with real albums. So I knew my artwork had to look nice. I knew my jewel case had to look nice. I know my mixes had to be the best I could possibly afford. So for me, when you talk about the mixtapes that I like, they're like albums. Like the ones I don't like are handled cheap, like mixtapes. If you give me a mixtape in a piece of white thing to just say my mixtape and stuff, I'm not gonna take it as seriously, because I feel like you're not taking it seriously. But when I get a mixtape that's jewel case and shrink wrap, I take it like in Portland. I learned that from Texas. Like the first time I went to Texas and I saw Paul Wall and Chameleon on mixtapes and Thugger mixtapes, I knew I couldn't compete with it, because the only thing I had to give people was this funky little skinny jewel case. And that's when I went ahead and pulled out my money and paid the distributor down there and had I Pledge Allegiance to the Grind Part 1 pressed up. Like I knew I couldn't do it any other way. So I like the mixtape game when artists give you out the 80 songs of trash and hoping I like one. I don't like that. You know, you ain't got to give me 28 records and hope I like one. You can give me 8 incredible records and I'm gonna ride it like an album, and I'm gonna support you till the company see fit to give you the money. So if I was giving anybody advice on a mixtape, I tell you, don't make a mixtape, make a street album.